Today we come together with a new vision for humanity to co-create a united Earth family. And with this vision and our shared intuition, we have the potential to bring peace on Earth to fruition. We imagine a world where we take care of all of life. And with this intention, we become beacons of light. So let's join together in manifestation to bring about societal transformation. From the heart of humanity, we come together in unity to co-create a united Earth family. From the heart of humanity, we come together in unity to co-create a united Earth family. From the heart of humanity, we come together to co-create. Let's come together, family. From the heart of humanity, we come together to co-create. Let's come together, family.
Welcome back to One by One and this special Unify series, Light Up the World. My name is Michael Kraus. This podcast is dedicated to highlighting extraordinary people, organizations, and movements working to create a more just, compassionate, and peaceful world. Through stories of resilience, visionary ideas, and transformative action, we uncover the way people and communities are shaping the future founded in harmony, equity, peace, and global unity. And today I would like to introduce an extraordinary woman and author, Sarah McCrum, joining us live from Australia. And Sarah is an author, educator, and game changer. She spent 25 years helping conscious business owners and their families to grow inner skills for handling the challenges of money, business, and family life. This enables them to live more generously towards themselves and others. She is the creator of several innovative programs that help business owners and leaders discover how to combine deep well-being with true wealth and positive impact. All her work is based on the principles of her book, Love Money, Money Loves You. This episode invites listeners to reflect on their own relationship with money and how we can embrace and transform our relationship through love to create greater abundance for ourselves and others. Welcome to the program, Sarah McCrum.
Thank you very much, Michael. I'm really delighted to be here.
Yeah, it's awesome to be in your presence, and I just feel I wanna dive right in there, and I'm like, why does money cause so much stress for so many people, specifically in this day and age? I feel when I look around in my community or in everybody around me, there seems to be a level of stress that is amplified, um, specifically through the current crisis or political situation, perhaps. But there is also this common denominator that money has always caused us stress. And it's not just right now, it just seems to be amplified. But why is that? Why does money cause so much stress for so many people?
Fundamentally, the reason it causes so much stress, in my experience, is because we have misunderstood what it is. So we have thought of it as a human construct, a system of recognizing value that only recognizes certain types of value. If you think about money, there are many things that are very valuable to society that are not really recognized in our economy. For example, if you think of the work that many women do all over the world, it's not even counted in a country's economy, although it's fundamental to the functioning of a society. You can't imagine having a society without babies being born and looked after and children being grown and all those kinds of things, but we don't count that as part of what we do. So we've actually profoundly misunderstood what money is, and thought that it was this representation of a kind of material value. And that all sounds a bit, maybe a bit grand and a bit conceptual, but I want to take it back to how I discovered that money was something different and tell a little bit of my story, because I was just the same as anybody else. I grew up in a family where you don't talk about money. It's almost like a dirty subject. And so I was very naive. I didn't really know much about it. I wasn't interested in it. And it wasn't part of my, I mean, it was part of my life because you have to deal with it, but I didn't want to put any energy into it. And I was also very purpose driven. And I thought that if I did my purpose, I can't mix that with money. I felt like I had to keep them separate. And then what happened was I actually had a business failure, which is a very, very painful experience. And a few weeks after that, I had nothing to do because my business had gone and I was used to working really hard. I was given this little book and it had questions at the end of the chapters. And one of the questions said, "What would money like to say to you?" And it seems a bit of a strange question in a way, but I was journaling. And so I just sort of thought, okay, I'll have a go at this. And I started writing and my pen took over and started writing for me. And I want to read you a little bit of what it actually said to me because it's so extraordinary and was such a surprise to me.
Please
So
do.
it said, "I would like to tell you to love me." I've got my book here. You can't quite see it, but I'm reading directly from it. "I would like to tell you to love me, smile at me, collect me, enjoy me, feel my power, spend me, invest me, give me, pay with me, take me. I am an energy. I'm very powerful and beautiful. I'm an incredible web of connections." That's just the beginning. And it went on. I wrote for about 2 pages and it ended saying, "Don't wait, just take me. I will love you." So I was introduced to this extraordinary message about money, that it is an energy. It's not just a thing. It's not just coins and numbers and very human constructed things. It's an energy that flows in the background, if you like, or behind the surface of human life. It's a beautiful energy. It's a powerful energy. It's an energy that connects us together as humans, which, if you think about it, of course it does. We exchange value with each other. That means I give you something of value, you give me something of value. And money enables us to do that with freedom. If you think back to the days of bartering, I would give you something useful, maybe a quarter of a cow, and you'd have to give me a whole pig, but maybe I don't want a pig. Maybe I want something completely different. If you give me money, I can do whatever I like with it. I can go out and buy food for my children. I can go out and buy dresses and jewelry. I can go out and invest it on something that I believe in. You're giving a piece of freedom when somebody gives you something that is valuable to them and valuable to you. So when we start to see money in this context, we realize, oh, so it's a beautiful energy. It connects us together. It's an energy of love. What happens if I think about it that way, rather than thinking about it as something I've got to get from people? I've got to get as much of it as I can. If I don't have enough, I'm not going to survive. This is something to be really afraid of. And it's dangerous because it might be the root of all evil. It might be the thing that our most virtuous people shun, like they don't like. So our monks, if you go to the East, the monks, they go around with a begging bowl. They don't deal with money. It's like, oh, money. That's like, good people don't touch money. What does that do to our psyche? Well, it makes us afraid of it. So I'd love to play a recording to you, which is okay. You've got a question?
Do you mind if I just want to share an experience that I had around money, and you tapped into something, that money is love and love is money. And so love is indefinite. It's always there. It's at the base, at least from my experience, it's at the basis of whatever there is out there.
Yep.
It is an ever powerful presence. So, and if I look at the same way with money, it was about, I've probably 20 years ago, I got a phone call from my father that was still living he was still alive, and he was in Germany, and he was really concerned about my lifestyle and what I've chosen to do, and he said, Michael, you always said that by 30 you wanted to be a millionaire, and what happened to that dream? And I said, Dad, you know what? I have $300 right now in my bank account, which is $300 more than I actually need, because otherwise it wouldn't be sitting in my bank account. It would be in my wallet, and I would be spending it right now. So that kind of mindset allowed me to always think about the bank account and the money in my bank account as an ever replenishing energy that is going to be there whenever it's needed, not necessarily from a point of wanting, but more from a point of, because we can also go into the danger of wanting more and more and more and more and more, and it's never enough. And I feel that there's also a little bit of a danger within that when people look at it from a stress level, that they just want more and more and more and more of it and can't satisfy themselves through it.
Well, I think there's something very important here, which is that if you want more because you're trying to fill some hole inside yourself, you feel like there's something missing, that causes typically more and more stress. It's coming from that place of wanting and of not having enough. If you want more because you want to do something with it, that's actually a really powerful expression of human agency and power. Like maybe you want to invest in a business over there that you think is doing something really good and you want to help them along. That's a great use of money. And you can only do it if you're making quite a lot of money. If you want to run a business and you're paying salaries to people, you're enabling other people to make a living and look after their children and do all the things they want to do in their life. So the key, I think, is to be in touch with your own values. And for one person, it will be to value that flow and that experience, that money is this ever-present, ever-replenishing energy, like you described. For somebody who's a business owner, it will be being able to create something that serves people and enables them to create wealth, not only for themselves, but for other people. For somebody who wants to be an investor, it's about creating that surplus, that profit, so that they can go and do good. They can contribute to other people who want to do creative things in the world. And there is nothing right or wrong about any of those. They are different, unique expressions of human life. And when we see that money is the common denominator in there, money enables us to make these choices, and we're always free to make choices around it, then we don't have to say, well, we should only have this much or we should only have what we need. Because actually my book, funnily enough, which is Money Talking to Me, said it's really important to allow yourself to want things, but it's not saying want it from a place of desperation. It actually says when you're desperate, it's really difficult to get money. But wanting, desire, like is about engaging with life. I want to do more. I want to have a richer experience of life. That's what it's all about. And so I think we need to unravel lots of our subtle messaging about money and allow it to come alive in us so that we can really live with this incredibly powerful energy. It's the energy of manifestation. It's the energy of love, the love of life expressing itself through us as human beings. And that's a wonderful thing. So let's play this recording and then we can talk a little bit more. So this is called, so this recording is Money Talking to You. So when you listen to it, it's not me, Sarah, talking to you. I am representing, or my voice is representing the energy of money, speaking directly to you.
Beautiful.
Why are you so afraid of me? Don't you realize how much of me there is for you? Don't you realize how freely I give myself to you in every moment? Don't you realize how connected we are, you and I? I want to ask you to open up your heart and to let me in, to let go of the fear and the worry and the endless feeling that there's never enough and there never will be. I want you to open up to me, to get to know me, to welcome me into your life. I want you to enjoy me. I want you to feel the freedom that I can give you. I want you to experience the creativity, the expansiveness, the pleasure, the joy that you can share when you allow yourself to experience me. Money, abundance, prosperity, generosity, I want you to allow yourself to come alive. So no more fear, no more keeping yourself small. Love money. Money loves you. And the music is by Gary Malkin. I just want to mention that.
Wow, that was extraordinary. And I thought I recognized the piano in the background. What I really got from it is your understanding of the energy of money and putting this into spoken word, connecting the energy of money with the viewer through the spoken word and the sound. To me, it was like a complete experience of a triad between you, your message, money, and the listener. How
Yes.
profoundly beautiful. Thank you for that. And so my question to you is, what could be a first step into healing our relationship with money other than listening to your meditation that you just allowed us to hear? What are some of the steps that we can all take to come into right relationship and heal the wounds?
So I do feel that it's really necessary to learn something about money. That, my book shows us a really different experience of money. I shared it with you just now through the recording, so you can actually experience that energy for yourself directly. You can experience that it really is a beautiful energy and it's a loving energy. If you're surrounded by people who are worrying about what's going to happen in politics or what's going to happen with the financial system or how am I going to pay my bills today, and that's all you're surrounded by, then it's very difficult to change anything in your relationship with money because you're just working with the same old material again. So we do need to realize that we have actually fundamentally misunderstood it. And the further I've gone in this work, the more that's proven to be the case. The more I work with this energy of money, and look, I've had a huge journey in having to learn how to change myself and my own relationship. It wasn't like, oh, she wrote a book, now she can do it. Far from it. It was like, oh, she wrote a book, now she's got to get started. And literally I felt like I've had to go through everything and continue. As I grow, I want to do more, and then I have to grow again and I have to learn again. So but I really had to face the fact that everything that I knew about money before didn't really fit with this new picture. So I think education is really important. There are a few people around, I'm not the only one, who've written books about money and love. So go and find a book that's about money and love, that is gentle and inviting and kind of makes you feel like, oh, this is a relationship of generosity and appreciation. It's not like, I love money, you should love money, not this kind of old-fashioned greed sort of mentality. And educate yourself about money first of all. That's the first thing. I don't think it's possible if you just continue with your same understanding and beliefs.
And when you say money and love and the connection, it from my experience, and I can only talk from my point of reference and my experience, those two didn't really go together. They kind of repelled each other because money can't buy love. And so that's something that we're all brought up with. And so there is and money can't buy love, and but we've been programmed into this thinking that love and money doesn't go together, and if it does go together, then it's whatever.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's like dirty.
A red light district somewhere in the...
Yeah, that's right. But what if love, it's not that love can buy money, but what if love can attract money? What if love for money itself, which strangely enough is not a bad thing because it's a beautiful energy that connects human beings together and enables us to share freedom with each other. So that's a beautiful thing. What if your love for yourself, for your life, for what you do, for the contribution or the impact that you're making, enables you to attract money so that you can do more good in the world? For me, the purpose of money is to enable us to create more goodness, beauty, and truth in the world. And that might be making a product that helps somebody enjoy their life more or improve their well-being. It can be all kinds of things, but that's the true nature and purpose of money. Of course, we use money to do bad things, and we make weapons and kill people and do all sorts of stuff for money, but that's not money's fault. That's human beings. Human beings do bad things with all kinds of good stuff. That's not fundamentally a money story. But if we can really see that from the love of our own heart for life, we want to contribute to life. Like when I love my life, I don't sit on a sofa all day and watch television. I want to go and do something useful. I want to be useful to other people. I want to make a contribution. That's also from the love of my heart. And from there, if I make a contribution, first of all, I need money because I can't really do anything without it. But also, if I really make an impact, I'm going to need to deal with more and more money. And we know this, you work for a nonprofit. Nonprofits basically are businesses. They have to make money all the time, otherwise they can't do anything.
Yeah.
And they also they often use the time of people, but those people are giving something very valuable to that nonprofit. That time is valuable. Now, we may be at a time in our life where we're happy to be able to give that time. People who are very busy can't do that, but this is still an exchange of value.
Oh, tremendous, tremendous.
Yeah, and probably you get something amazing from participating in it as well. So we're always exchanging value with each other and also, of course, with the trees. The trees are breathing and we're breathing their air, they're breathing our air. Like all of life is exchanging value, and money honors that exchange in a human context.
Then let me ask you a question. When you say it's an exchange between value and money, or work and value and money, if I'm going to have a position or a job that I actually don't enjoy or I don't like it, how do I align that frequency of the not liking my job and getting compensated for it, if I can say it that way, with an energy of love that money comes from? Where do it, can you explain how that might work?
Yes, I've worked with so many people who have that problem. They're doing a job they really don't enjoy. They need to do it because they need to make money. They at least they recognize their need for money. And what do? And then a lot of people will spend a lot of time wishing they were doing another job. If only I want to be somewhere else. I want to do something different, but I'm stuck here. And we get into this very negative thinking cycle, which really doesn't help. What I've found is that most of us inside ourselves, or maybe we could say at the soul level, what are we looking for? Maybe we're looking to experience love. We're looking to experience abundance. I think that abundance is something the soul really enjoys. We may be looking to experience more peace and joy and enjoyment in our life. We're looking to have some adventures and maybe live a fulfilling life. These are the things that the soul looks for. And in order to, for some reason, I just went blank there. Can you just remind me the end of your question? That's really crazy.
It's how do people that don't find value in
yeah, that's right. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
That's okay.
So what people typically do when you don't enjoy your job is like you ignore these very things that you're looking for. You say, I don't like this job, so I can't enjoy myself here. There's no joy to be found here. This is not a peaceful place because I'm worrying all the time. And you don't have any fun or adventure in it because you ruin your own life by having thoughts about, well, I don't enjoy my job. And the funny thing about that is it makes it more difficult for you to get another job because you're actually cutting off this energy of money and manifestation because you're kind of putting out the energy like, well, I don't enjoy this and I'm not going to enjoy it and I'm never going to enjoy it until I change. And that energy keeps recreating itself. So you keep on not enjoying and waiting to change. So if you want to switch that around, what you need to do is get in touch with these soul values. So rather than saying, I don't enjoy my job, you can say, well, I'm going to enjoy today. I'm going to enjoy what I'm doing today. Even if it's not a great job for me, I'm only doing it to make money. I really appreciate that money. I'm really grateful for the money I'm being paid. Can you see how this begins to connect you with your true values and with your soul? And the interesting thing is when you start to appreciate the money and be grateful for it, when you start to enjoy your job or enjoy working, or if peace is important to you, be a source of peace in your work, or be the person who makes other people feel happy and love their job more. Whatever it is that you can do, bring the best of you to that work. And one thing I can promise you is that if you want to change your job, it will be much easier when you're happy and enjoying and grateful for what you've got. The funny thing is, it doesn't make you just stay there for longer and longer and longer. It tends to attract opportunities to you of something even better.
Beautiful. And I love the job that I have. There
Yes.
is no better job in the world than connecting with people and learning their wisdom and their knowledge and getting information and really feeling the heart and feeling the gifts really that people bring to the table. And I believe we all have gifts and so what a beautiful conversation and what a beautiful book and I can see that within people where there is a disconnect between the enjoyment of work and money and that perhaps also has to do with the amount of money that somebody gives. I think it's easier to do a job that is not fulfilling personally but be compensated or exchanged with a large sum of money. And then there is also jobs that are perhaps mundane and not resonant with one's soul being that also don't pay a lot of money. And so
Yeah.
at that point I feel it's really, 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 really important to stay within that stay within the moment and allow the universe to provide for you. And I believe strongly that if you stay in that moment of abundance at any given time, because worrying is not going to change anything, but staying in abundance and in gratitude or in a sense of abundance and gratitude will elevate your frequency to something greater and something higher and something evolving.
And the other thing that's really important with that, so that frequency point is essential. Gratitude or appreciation or enjoyment, simple enjoyments are really powerful because that's what enables the energy of money to flow. It flows to people who are relaxed and open and receptive and enjoying much more easily than to people who are closed and tense and contracted and miserable. That's just a simple thing. Um, so yes, just keep it open. But the other thing that's really important is that you do need to be clear what you want. I talk about people making beautiful requests. A beautiful request is when there's something that you want, often comes from inside you. It doesn't come from your head. It doesn't come from what other people tell you you should want, but it comes from inside you. It comes from your soul. Let's say it's like your soul's desire to experience something in this life. And when you feel that desire, your face lights up. It's like, yes, yeah, I would love that. That is what I call a beautiful request. And that is the easiest kind of request for the energy of money to fulfill. So some people will try to just really enjoy and be relaxed about money because I teach them that, but they're so switched off from wanting anything, from allowing their free flow of desires to move in them because they think perhaps that they shouldn't, or they've learned that when they were a child, that money doesn't know. It's like the energy of money responds to us. So if you're just sitting there thinking, well, I'm absolutely fine as I am, I don't need anything, I don't want anything, money will hear that. It's like, okay, she doesn't need anything, she doesn't want anything. So it's mostly going to pass you by. But if you say, oh, I really want to do this, or I want to have this experience, or I want a better job, it hears you. And if you're relaxed and open and receptive and enjoying and all these little things, appreciating and grateful, whatever you can find in you, it's much easier for that new job to show up in your life.
Can I ask you a question? Do you have a like what I could see is a simple, not daily reminder, but a constant reminder on you, with you? Is it money on an altar at home? Is it a gold bar in the pocket? Is it how do you, for people that are transitioning into this different experience with the energy of money, what could be a way for them to get those pattern interrupters where they, when they open up their wallet, they see a happy face, or instead of whatever? But is there anything that you would suggest that people can do to allow them to connect with that love energy of money deeper and more frequently?
Well, you gave a bunch of good ideas there. I think, each person needs to find their own thing. For one person, sometimes people say keep $100 bill in your wallet or in your pocket, or $1,000 or $2,000, something that makes you feel rich in a way. Rich. And look, you don't have to say rich like awful rich. Don't think rich negative. Think rich like a rich life. I'm just able to do things, and find it at your own level. If I say 2,000, you think I could never have 2,000, then don't think 2,000, think 200 or think 20. When I started learning about this, 20 was about as much as I could be sure of in my bank account, $20. And then I grew from there. So all of those are good suggestions. I use 3 words, and I teach people these 3 words, which are relax, enjoy, love. So when you need to pay a bill, relax and enjoy it, and even love the fact that you're paying that bill or you're buying something. When you receive some money, relax, enjoy it, be grateful, be thankful, and love it. Don't say, oh no, I don't need that, I'm okay, thank you. So relax, enjoy, love.
I was just thinking, how beautiful would it be if each and one of us would draw happy faces on banknotes or hearts on banknotes, but unfortunately, I don't think that is legally allowed. To do that, and use that energy as an exchange, a message from one person to another, by giving in gratitude. Because I believe when we give with gratitude and with an open heart, we also receive with an open heart. And
Yeah.
because
The important thing is the gratitude itself. You can put all the hearts you like on banknotes, but if you're not actually feeling it, it's not going to make any difference. So you can, if it's not legal to do that, I never thought about that. You can keep a heart sticker in there or something in your wallet. But the key is to find the way that taps you in. Like for some people, a visual, you need a little picture. For me, it would never work. I would throw it out on the first day, but I do something else. I have my way. So I really believe that the point is you finding your way. The point is not that I tell you what to do, but that you say, oh, this is interesting. I'd like to feel good with money. How can I feel good with money? What do I need to do to make me feel good in my relationship with money? Because you are the only person who knows yourself and what you need to feel happy and relaxed with money. So I can stimulate you, but you're the one who has to do it. I cannot do your relationship with money for you.
Good point. Thank you. Are we going to play the next meditation, or
So what I'd like to do is maybe introduce that.
Okay.
Yes, because it needs a little bit of a context. So if you think about what we've been talking about, we've been talking very much about you and your relationship with money. Now let's start to imagine if more people than you start to have a relationship with money that is relaxed and enjoyable and is recognizing that money is an energy of love, and that makes you feel good to pay for things. It makes you feel good about receiving money. It makes you enjoy the flow of money in your life, this ever replenishing source that Michael talked about. And let's start to imagine what happens when several people do that, and then several more people do that, and then more and more people do it. How does that change our culture? How does it change our experience with money? In a way, we can say, how does it change our economy? Because our economy is all about money and how we exchange value. And I want to share a couple of ideas with you, because this is what I've learned. This is where my journey with money has taken to me. And then after that, I'm going to play you a recording which gives you kind of like an insight into a world that could be possible when we are in this more open, more receptive, more generous place within ourselves. So imagine, from what I've said already, if you really could align your money and your wealth, whatever, if it's tiny wealth or bigger wealth, with your real values, not your superficial values, but the things you actually care about deeply, the way you see the world, the way you would like your children and grandchildren to be able to grow up, these things that really matter to you. If you could align money with those, and lots of other people could, would the world be a better place? Of course it would. If you think of the film we saw at the beginning of this podcast, it showed exactly that. Didn't mention money, but if money was supporting that kind of vision rather than working against it, and at the moment it often feels that it's working against us, it's working against our well-being and against our happiness. It's not money, I mean, it's us who are doing that. But it's a very challenging relationship at the moment. But it's important for us to be able to imagine that something else is possible. Otherwise, we tend to say, well, I'm having a better relationship with money, but the world is a complete and utter mess. Rather than, I'm improving my relationship with money, other people are, and we are moving towards a world where we actually respect and love money and build an economy around the well-being of all of life. Such an obvious thing to do. Crazy that we're not doing it already, but we'll get there. So what I'd like to do is share with you a recording. It's a little bit longer than the other one. It's called Portal to a New Earth, but it is recorded from the energy of money. Okay, so it's not talking about money, but it was recorded in the spirit of the energy that spoke to me through my book and that I've been sharing with you during this conversation. There's a portal near here that we can enter. It will take us into a new earth, a vision, an experience. This is a place of trust. This is a place of ease and grace. This is a place of flow. This is a place where human beings thrive. This is a place that we belong to. So come with me and let's see what we could create as a collective, a group of human beings who are conscious and awake. And choose a new earth. We're stepping in now. Be quiet. This is a different world. This is a world where everything is listening. Where the flowers and the trees can hear you. Your thoughts, that passing feeling. So listen to the beauty. Listen to the colors. Listen to the textures of life. Like threads woven in layer upon layer. The air is thick with sound, with harmonies. With voices, with laughter, with joyfulness. This is a place of ease and grace. It's a place of play and light-heartedness. This is a place of flow. A place where we know each other. This is a place of trust. Where human beings thrive. Rich in health, expanded in love. Connected in our common wealth. This is a place where nature abounds, where every child grows up with plants and trees and tiny creatures. This is a place that we are a part of, that we belong to. This is a place where we can find our hearts, where our souls can sing, and where we live every day to the full. This is a place where we know who we are, and we know each other, and we're all so different. This is a place where there's room. There's room for the quiet ones and the noisy ones. There's room for the slow ones and the fast ones. There's a spectrum of people. And every one of them has his or her place. So take a look around. Make yourself at home. There's so much going on. You're going to love this place. It's such a beautiful way to live.
Wow, wow, wow. There's a few things that I want to speak into. First of all, I want to express my sincere gratitude for who you are and how you show up in the world, and for your gift that you bring all of us, actually.
Thank you.
And the way you described, see, I have chills going all over my body right now, but the way you described your vision of this, imagining a new world, a new earth, was so profoundly visual, but also emotional and deep and beautiful. And what I really got from it is, I believe what is needed right now is that we need to share the love. We need to share. We need to share. This is our deepest responsibility right now as human beings on this planet. And the exchange of money is probably one of the most common exchanges between people that don't know each other.
Yeah.
If I go into a supermarket or into a coffee shop, and there's always the exchange of money, and which is an interaction between two human beings. And so how can I become more conscious around that simple exchange, and through the exchange of money send the other person my love? And I mean, I'm not saying what I do, but this I take, when if I have a dollar bill in my hand, I take two hands and I reach out. And I know some traditions, um they shake their hand. I don't know how to describe it properly, but they shake their hands three times before passing it on, as a symbol of reverence, as a symbol of gratitude, as a symbol of connection. And if we could do that, starting all of us tomorrow, we can literally shift our planet overnight, because we recognize each other within the transaction through love and gratitude and exchange, and the connection from one soul to another human soul. And what a profound meditation, and what a gift you are, Sarah. Um, thank you, thank you, thank you
Thank
for
you.
that.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yes, I just want to say something about that. That was my vision at the time when I recorded it. That was in 2019. The interesting thing, as I was listening to it today, I was thinking, oh my goodness, so much of this is already here. I know already, and I didn't really know then, but I know now that the whole world, everything is listening to everything. I know that the trees and the flowers respond to us and we respond to them. I know that in a way that I didn't know at that time. So what I want to speak to is the power of having a vision, even if it feels as though at that time it felt almost like, oh, it's really out there, but it's not actually. And our visions do come towards us if we stay with them. I'm not really talking about a vision board. I'm talking about really feeling and knowing the potential of life, especially if you show up yourself. That is actually the key, that you show up for what you know is possible of humanity and of us on this planet. And you will start to experience more of that, and other people will be touched by what you're doing, and they'll start to do it too. And that is how we create the new earth that works for all of us. And your vision might be very different from mine, and that's great. That's the diversity and the beauty of it.
I don't think it's too far away from your vision, because my vision is all about harmony and
Yeah.
the palatable energy of love that we can feel, we can taste, we can see, we can experience in any given moment at any place on the planet. That is my vision
And we can
for,
share it.
and we can share it.
Yeah.
And because we all live within it. And so,
Yeah.
um,
It's what we are.
wow.
So we finish where we began, Michael.
Yeah. That's the cycle of life.
Yeah.
Wow. Um, I'm not sure whether we're getting. I could speak with you probably for another hour or so. I know it's getting late in Australia, or it's no, actually, you're busy in Australia. And is there anything else you would want to share with our audience at this moment?
Yeah, I think I'd like to summarize what I've said into a few things that you can just remember that are easy. So, the thing I said about relax, enjoy, love. Anytime you do something with money, you could take one of those words and just say, okay, I'm going to relax now instead of getting stressed. I'm going to enjoy this transaction, or I'm going to bring love to this transaction, like Michael said. This is very simple: relax, enjoy, love. The only other thing you really need to remember is to allow yourself to have, let's just say, to have desire, to have want, to want more, to want a better life. Okay, whether it's a vision like I just shared with you, that's just me wanting a better life. really. A better life, but I don't want a better life for myself while everyone else is miserable. I want a better life that we can all share. So that's my vision. So allow yourself to tap into what it is that you really want, not what everyone tells you, but what you really want, your beautiful requests for life, what life and what your soul is expressing through you while you're here on this planet in this body. Be in touch with that. And if you're not in touch with it, give yourself permission to find it. Because that combination of there are things that I would love to experience, or I'd love to create, or I'd love to contribute, and relax, enjoy, love around money and around everything, really, that is a very powerful combination. And if you get those two things working for you, there's not much more you need. You can do whatever you want in your life.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that was the first part of our Unify special series. In a couple of days, we're going to have Daniel Raphael with aligned activation. And deeply, deeply grateful for everybody that has watched this podcast. I'm really deeply grateful for you, Sarah, and your wisdom and allowing me to spend this time with you in your presence. And for all of us around the world, let us spread more love and let us use the energy of money to do that, because it's going to be simple.
Yes, thank you. If I would have said anything else, I would have used the word simple. Let's keep it simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. And we can do this.
Yeah, we can. We know, because
Yeah.
we've been foretold by all of those who came before us, and it's up to us to take on that responsibility and actually fulfill the prophecies. And that's what I'm super excited about. Thank you again for being here, Sarah McCrum. Go to Amazon and get her latest book, Money Loves You. You love money. We all love each other. And until next time, thank you, thank you, thank you.